From the NMSU Department of Journalism and Media Studies in collaboration with KRWG, this is the student-produced News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Raven Villarreal.
And I'm Elijah Cadvales. Las Cruces police are investigating a fatal shooting that happened last Thursday evening in the parking lot of Chili's restaurant on Telshore Avenue.
It happened at the start of the dinner hour and the restaurant was full. We want to warn you the following video may be disturbing to some viewers. At a news conference today, Chief Jeremy Story told that a single police officer answered a call of a man harassing and threatening people in the restaurant. He found 50-year-old Philip Adrian Mullen sitting in his car. Mullen got out of his car carrying a hammer. Story said Mullen forced the officer to walk back about 60 feet, warning him to drop the hammer before firing 3 shots. Mullen was pronounced dead.
Yeah, as a general rule, an officer is not going to use a less lethal tool for a lethal encounter when they are by themselves. And so if there had been multiple officers, there might have been different options, but there were not.
Story says on the day of the shooting, Mullen visited a gun store but did not buy anything and later allegedly attacked a neighbor's car with a machete.
He told the family officers Mullen had a history of mental illness.
We've had past contacts with Mr. Mullen that are similar in nature. We're yelling and screaming, making threatening statements, but nothing that's resulted in an arrest here with our agency.
Investigators from the New Mexico State Police, Las Cruces Police Department, Doñana County Sheriff's Office, and NMSU Police Department are investigating the incident. A man is being charged with murder after an alleged affair, according to KFOX 14.
Sunland Park resident Edgar Perez arrived at the home of Jesus Alba de la Cruz carrying a machete-like knife and was seen swinging it at the victim before being told by another man to take their argument outside. Surveillance video then shows Perez to be holding a rifle. The argument, believed to be over the victim's ex-girlfriend, resulted in de la Cruz being shot twice. Perez was announced with charged with murder. NMSU is extending the time for students to complete the mandatory sexual assault awareness training. Now they have until the end of the school year.
Dean of Students Ann Goodman sent a university-wide email on October 7th that the course was no longer due in October. She says by extending the timeline, they can ensure accurate data. 3,500 students had completed the training when they made the decision. The university says the decision was not affected by completion rates. Students will not be required to take the course in order to graduate.
So my hair has been getting really messed up due to the humidity.
I'm thinking the same thing. Diego, what do you have to say about that?
Well, that humidity definitely was a little bit high today, which we saw. Made me feel a little bit uncomfortable when walking outside. But first, before we take a look at those current conditions, we'll go ahead and take a look at the live look outside of Milton Hall. You can see those clouds slowly starting to disappear as we have mostly partly clouds today. A beautiful image of the Oregons in the background. Those leaves still not turning those autumn colors that we all know and love. Still a little bit of bright green there. Turning into a little bit of our current conditions for the day. We had partly cloudy skies, a temperature of a nice 76 degrees. Those winds blowing from the southeast at 8 miles per hour. Like we had mentioned, that humidity up there at 64%. That reflects in our dew point there at 63 degrees. One of the reasons why we saw that humidity and that moisture filling in the air, which made us feel a little bit uncomfortable. And then finally, that barometer at 30.04 inches. Now, if you're a sports fan and you like advanced stats, here are your weather advanced stats, if you will. We had a high today of 82 degrees, low of 63, which averaged out to 79. Now, if you are a fan of breaking records, we got nowhere close to that high in 2020 of 93 degrees. Don't know what happened. And while I do like the cold, definitely would not enjoy that 36-degree mark that we hit in 2001 as our low. We had no rain today, which leaves our yearly rain precipitation at 8.85 inches. Now, don't go too far, because I'll be back in a little bit to show you what the temperatures are like throughout the nation. But first, let's kick it back to Elijah and Raven at the desk.
Now stay tuned. Diego will be back with your national forecast.
But first, Cancer Warriors Week had plenty of events to raise the morale. More on that when News 22 continues.
Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Tuesday,
where news matters. October is Cancer Awareness Month, and the Aggies are joining in to help raise money for those in need.
Mia Aragon is here in the studio to tell us more about it.
Thanks, Raven. The Cancer Warriors spent a week celebrating cancer survivors and honoring those still fighting the battle. Getting their picture taken in the end zone, Cancer Warriors gather to support each other and bring attention to their cause.
We decided that we would do a Cancer Warriors Week. Many people remember that we used to have a Tough Enough to Wear Pink Week, and they did such a great job. We're honored to follow in their footsteps.
Marcy Dickerson started Cancer Warriors in 2023 after she was diagnosed with breast cancer.
As I journeyed through breast cancer, I saw the things that were missing in our community and things that we could do. So I gathered together 5 of my favorite fabulous cancer survivors, and we started the Cancer Warriors program.
So the Cancer Warriors are raising money to help local women, fund faster mammogram screenings, and care boxes filled with comfort items for those going through treatment. And all week, they'll be raising money and raising awareness to the community.
Not only do we want to bring awareness to it, we want to encourage those people who have lived through cancer or currently battling or have lost a loved one.
Another mission of the Warriors is just helping people live a normal life. It's one thing to see people gathered out here today, but it's also another to hear from one of the surviving fighters.
At the end of the day, I would go to the Zumba class, and I feel like they helped me remember to take care of me. I was driven to get there, and once I got there, you just kind of feel this sense of life and normalcy.
This was a week where Cancer Warriors supported each other and felt the support from the entire community.
I saw those students wearing pink. That right there was an amazing feeling, right? Just to kind of see the community.
They say no one in Las Cruces should have to fight alone. Mia Aragon, News 22. This year's Cancer Warriors Week raised around $150,000 this week, focusing on celebrating life, strength, and people who never stop fighting. Back to the desk.
So it's still really hot here, and I'm wondering when it's going to cool off.
I'm thinking the same thing. Diego, what do you have to tell us about what's going on in the nation?
Well, Elijah, Raven, definitely feeling hotter nowhere else but Las Cruces here. And one of the reasons that we're seeing that is definitely that wind that is happening throughout the nation. So as we can see here in the Sin City of Las Vegas, experiencing 45-mile-an-hour winds up to Flagstaff at 42. There's actually a wind advisory warning going on in Flagstaff, so we're going to go ahead and take an eye on that. And then as we head up north, up into North Dakota, almost hitting that 30-mile-an-hour mark. Go ahead up to the next map. We'll go ahead and take a look at some of those current temperatures going on across the nation. My favorite city of Seattle over at 61 degrees. As we move down south, Brownsville, Texas, and Houston still experiencing 90 degrees, although we are still in mid-October. As we move on into the Atlantic coast, we see 87 down in Tampa Bay, and then on the south tip of Florida at 84 degrees. Then going on to that next and final map. We talked about the dew point a little bit earlier within the broadcast, so wanted to see, now you can see a central theme here. The hotter where it is, the higher that humidity definitely is and where we're feeling. 59 down in San Diego, down in Corpus Christi and Brownsville, we were feeling those 90-degree temperatures down at 69. And then as we can see over here on the Atlantic coast in Greensville, North Carolina, feeling at 62-degree dew point. Now, I would love to continue to talk about weather all day, and we'll continue to do that as we'll be back a little bit later with some of those temperatures across the state. But first, we'll go to a quick break. Welcome back to News 22. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of those temperatures around the land of enchantment today. We're looking at Farmington at 68 degrees, state capital there at 61, Albuquerque at 71, Gallup at 64, heading out east of Clovis there at 72 degrees, Socorro at 71, Rio Doso, the lowest on this map, joining a cool 61, Roswell at 77, Cruces at 76, and finally ended off with Deming at 78. As we're heading into tomorrow's temperatures, we're looking at Farmington at 74, state's capital looking at 67. My mom is visiting me this weekend from Albuquerque, so tomorrow she's going to be enjoying a nice 79 degrees. Stay safe while driving, Mom. Heading out east of Clovis, we have 79 degrees, lowering down to Roswell at 81. Rio Doso at 74. Las Cruces' second highest temperature on this list at 84 is a bad day for me, and then finally ended off with Deming at the highest at 85. Looking around the neighboring cities of Las Cruces tonight, one central theme, and that is thunderstorms. So starting off in Alamogordo, we have 57 as our low with the thunderstorm, but the light definitely going to rise to the darkness, as tomorrow we're going to look at sunny skies with a high of 83. Next up with Truth or Consequences, we're looking at a low of 60. Again, that thunderstorm coming in, and then sunny skies at 83 once again. Silver State tonight, join a little bit of those lower temperatures, 56 being their lowest, thunderstorm once again, and then join a little bit of a cooler 75 down there. And then finally ended off with the city of the Crosses. We have 64 degrees going on there with the thunderstorm, but we're hoping that a little bit of that rain can lower that high tomorrow, looking at 85 degrees also with sunny skies. Now let's kick it back to Raven and Elijah for more news at the desk.
Wow.
And don't go too far because Barabar is next with sports.
Thanks, Elijah. Coming up in sports, the Battle of I-10 came to Las Cruces this weekend, and it didn't go well for the Aggies. You can toss that every moment because News 22 Sports is next.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
For the win! He got it!
Welcome back, I'm Barbara and let's talk sports. The Battle of I-10 turned one-sided this weekend as UTEP swept New Mexico State twice inside the Pan Am Center. The Miners snapped the Aggies' 15-match home winning streak Friday night. Saturday brought more of the same. New Mexico State fought hard in the third set but couldn't complete the comeback, falling again. NMSU drops to 11-8 overall and 4-2 in Conference USA play, while UTEP stays perfect in the league at 6-0. The Aggies will get on the road next weekend. The New Mexico State women's golf team opened play at their home course Monday. New Mexico State is hosting the Golf Iconic Classic right here in Las Cruces. The Aggies wrapped up round in the 10th place with a team score of 288. Freshman Riley Salome and teammate Sophia Luna each posted rounds of 74, while Emma Thompson finished with a 75 to round out the team score. Boise State currently leads the field at 12 under par, while the Aggies look to make a move up in the leaderboard as the second round continued today. One of the captains for the Aggie football team is up for a national honor. New Mexico senior linebacker and team captain Tyler Martinez has been named a semifinalist for the Jason Witten Collegiate Man of the Year Award, an honor recognizing leadership, courage, and integrity for both on and off the field. Martinez has overcome major challenges, even playing through a broken hand earlier this season while leading the Aggies defense with 27 tackles and interception. The award will be presented next April in Frisco, Texas. Tonight, the NMSU Aggies football team is going across the country to take on conference rival Liberty. It is quickly becoming one of the most heated rivalries in the conference. That is their first game back to Lynchburg since they lost at the 2023 Conference USA Championship. And then, after last year's loss at home against the Flames, Aggies are looking forward for the revenge. The current score is 20-6, Liberty on top of the half. You can watch the game on CBC Sports Network. And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. Still ahead on News 22, Diego will be back to take a look at your 5-day weather forecast.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at our top stories.
First, a man is dead after being shot by a police officer at Chili's last Thursday. Las Cruces police chief said that the suspect had a history of mental illness and run-ins with the police. NMSU has extended their mandatory sexual assault training until the end of the academic year. Seniors graduating in May of 2026 will not be required to complete this training. Now it's Cancer Awareness Month, and Cancer Warriors are raising money to help local women. So far, they've raised $150,000. So, Diego, I hope you have good news for us in our 5-day forecast.
Well, first of all, I really want to be Spider-Man for Halloween this year, I guess. But looking at our 5-day weather forecast, the good news is that it is going to be sunny all the way through. We have 85 tomorrow as our highest on the week, and then enjoying a little bit of the mid-70s throughout the rest of the week. The bad news is that heading into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the end, we're enjoying a little bit of lower temperatures. 48 on Friday, 45 on Saturday, and then ended off with 46 degrees on Sunday. So that's all that is going to be there.
Well, thank you.
And that's all for News 22 Tuesday. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Tune in tomorrow night for more news, but don't go too far because Zaira Sanchez Aguilar is next with Noticias 22 en Español. I'm Raven Villarreal.
I'm Elijah Carvales, and from the whole News 22 team, Raven, Diego, Barivar, and myself, have a good night.
This news brief en español is brought to you by Noticias 22, la información más completa de Nuevo México, El Paso y la frontera. Noticias 22.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Zaira Sánchez Aguilar y les doy la bienvenida a las breves de hoy con Noticias 22. La policía de Las Cruces continúa investigando un tiroteo mortal que ocurrió el pasado jueves por la tarde en el estacionamiento del restaurante Chili's de la avenida Telshore. En la rueda de prensa de hoy, el jefe de policía de Las Cruces, Jeremy Story, explicó que solo un agente de policía respondió a una llamada por un hombre que acosaba y amenazaba a las personas que se encontraban en el restaurante. El oficial encontró a Philip Adrian Mullen, de 50 años, en su coche. Después, Mullen salió del coche con un martillo en la mano. El jefe Jeremy Story comentó que Mullen obligó a la gente a retroceder al menos 18 metros, advirtiéndole que soltara el martillo antes de disparar 3 veces. Mullen fue declarado muerto en el estacionamiento de Chili's. Por regla, un agente no va a utilizar un arma menos letal en un enfrentamiento cuando el oficial está solo. Si hubiera habido varios agentes, podría haber habido varias opciones, pero no las había, de acuerdo con el jefe Jeremy Story. El día del tiroteo, Mullen también visitó una tienda de armas, pero no compró nada. Y más tarde, supuestamente atacó el coche de un vecino con un machete. Familiares de Mullen comentaron a los agentes que Mullen tenía antecedentes de enfermedades mentales. La Universidad Estatal de Nuevo México amplía el plazo para que los estudiantes completen la formación obligatoria sobre concientización de agresiones sexuales. Ahora tienen hasta mayo del año que entra para tomarlo. La decana de estudiantes, Ann Goodman, envió un correo electrónico a toda la universidad la semana pasada. Solo más de 3,000 estudiantes habían completado la formación cuando la universidad tomó la decisión de extender la fecha límite. Eso ayuda a que haya más precisión en los datos, por eso están extendiendo la fecha. Eso ha sido todo por mi parte. No olviden seguirnos en nuestras redes sociales, nos encuentran como NMSU Noticias 22 en Instagram, YouTube y Facebook. Bonita noche.